Welcome to my second tutorial in this short video series about teacher creativity. In this tutorial, we're going to expand our understanding around the concept of a social context, which is what we emphasized when defining creativity in tutorial 1. Now, creativity rarely occurs inside a vacuum. It nearly always happens within a social context, and that means there are various factors that promote or hinder creativity. From our perspective, when we are talking about social context for teacher creativity, we are thinking about classroom environments. And I'm deliberately drawing a box to suggest that teacher creativity is not about thinking outside the box, but how we engage and interact as teachers and educators while working inside the box. And that box has a whole bunch of constraints, and we'll come back to that later on in the video series. Now, pulling from sociocultural theory and Vlad Glavinew's 5A framework, there are lots of factors to consider when working inside our classroom environment. We have our audience, which might be made up of different groups of students, administrators, parents, and colleagues, and this audience will influence how we perceive and how we respond to events, outcomes, or objects inside our classroom. We also have items like our curriculum to consider, and technology, and other objects and resources that we interact with on a daily basis. We'll refer to these as affordances. And then, of course, we have actions, meaning the things that we do or don't do while working every day in our box. And finally, there are the outcomes we produce from those actions that will impact our classroom in some, or most likely multiple ways. And so to conclude this tutorial, any efforts to promote and facilitate the production of new and useful outcomes must consider how the teacher interacts with all of these different items when working inside the specific context of their classroom environment. If you're interested, I've included a link to Vlad Glavinew's 5A framework, and next up we'll be looking a little bit more into audience.